I'm Natasha. I'm the Resource Recovery Project Officer at the Hillshire Council, and we're at the Community Environment Centre at Anna Grove. Today I'm going to show you how to set up a worm farm, which is a great option to reduce your waste to landfill and compost your food scraps in a small space, like a balcony, courtyard or laundry. Worm farms use composting worms, which produce worm castings and worm tea. Both are a fantastic fertiliser for your garden. Choosing the right location is really important for your worm farm. Worms like a cool and comfortable setting, so make sure that it is out of the sun, it is sheltered from heavy rainfall, and it is an easy access location. A laundry, garage or courtyard is a really great spot for this. If you don't already have a worm farm, you can purchase one at a discount through our partner Compost Revolution, where you can also purchase the worms and other resources via the link below or via the council website. Worm farms require composting worms rather than regular garden worms, as composting worms live and feed within organic matter, whereas garden worms live deep within the soil. Today we'll be setting up this worm farm, which processes up to 2 litres of food scraps every week. The worms live and eat in the top tray, the worm castings are collected from the bottom tray, and worm tea drains from the bottom. The first part of the worm farm to set up is the bedding. This is where the worms will live. The bedding should be damp, like the feeling of a wrung out sponge. Today we're going to use the cardboard packaging the worm farm came in, and a coconut peat that has been soaking for about 30 minutes. You can also use shredded newspaper or a small handful of soil or finished compost. The material should be about 10 millimeters deep. Now that the bedding is ready, it's time to add our composting worms to the top tray. Around 1,000 worms is suitable for a standard worm farm. So take them out, spread them out evenly and let them burrow into the bedding. When feeding the worms for the first time, you want to start slowly with food scraps. Worms like fruit and vegetable scraps, coffee grounds, tea leaves and crushed eggshells. They don't like citrus like lemons, onions or garlic, dairy, meat or oily foods. When you add your food scraps, you want to bury it into the bedding and rotate the feeding spot each time. Don't add too much in one go. It is a good habit to check your worm farm every week or two. You want it to be moist but not too wet. If it is too wet or has an unpleasant odour, it may be because you've added too much food scraps and not enough bedding. You can add a bit more bedding or shredded paper to dry it out. After a few months, you'll start to see worm castings, which are a dark and crumbly material. You can place these directly on your garden beds or pot plants to enrich the soil. You can also collect worm wee from your worm farm. For this worm farm, the tap is directly in the centre at the bottom. This one is undiluted worm wee. You want to dilute this with 10 parts water to 1 part worm wee, and then you can put it directly on your garden as a natural fertiliser. You can continue this process over and over and keep collecting worm castings and worm tea to fertilise your garden. If your worm farm has multiple trays, once your top tray becomes about 3/4 full, you want to rotate the empty tray to the top. You want to add some fresh bedding and your worms will be able to wiggle through the holes in the middle. Worm farming is a fun and easy way to create natural fertiliser at home. In our next video, we'll cover some common issues and troubleshooting tips to combat these. Thanks for watching.